Today, we need to get rid of this ugly coolant crossover pipe, this upper radiator hose, and all that slew of hoses down there, and the stock thermostat housing. And let me show you how exactly we are going to do that. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel today for another video. Today's video, we are going to be doing something that probably, to be honest with you guys, I feel like Ford should have done right off the bat. And that's pretty much this right here. And this is what we're going to be putting in its place. Now, there's one other thing that is going to complement this, and that would be a rear head cooling mod. Now, I did buy it. The problem is in order for us to do it, either the transmission's got to come out or the motor has to get like lowered or something, and I'm not exactly ready to do that. So we're going to do the crossover delete for now, and we'll have the rear head mod on deck ready to rip as soon as we pull the trans for a reason or something like that. Ford just had to use so many hoses. We were about to simplify this so much. So what we have here, this goes up to the coolant crossover pipe underneath the bleeder over there. This obviously goes into the head. Then that ports for your upper radiator hose, which is this one, right? Then on top of that, we have a line that goes over to the degas tank. Then we have the lower radiator to the, the inlet on the water pump or whatever, by the oil cooler. We're about to simplify all of this, and then this is your stock thermostat. So this is what we're going to put in all of this place right here. And this is what we're going to be replacing that ugly coolant crossover with. This is the On3 coolant crossover delete kit. Now, I had some AN hose left over from my catch can, so I did not opt for the fitting kit. So I had to order some fittings, the way I'm going to route this and everything. But these are the fittings that go into the head. Both of these, I have two sensors, so I got them with two sensors. They also do offer a single sensor kit, which won't have the hole like that. This is the thermostat housing. Again, I opted for my own thermostat. This is the upper radiator hose, the factory one. I just cut it. This way I can attach this to the radiator. No big deal there. And then, yeah, we're waiting for our fittings. These are the hold downs for those guys right there. So I'm going to toss all of this on. I mean, as far as the stuff that I have. And then when the fittings get in, we can hook everything up and we can see how it's gonna do. I'm very curious. I mean, to me, this is a lot smaller than the factory hose, but you have two of them, so I guess it equals it. I'm not too sure. We're going to see how hot the car gets, and, we'll go from there. Guys, so the thermostat housing's in place. Now, like I was telling you guys, this is my stock upper radiator hose that I cut into like a very short run here. And I actually made it so this thing butts up right onto the metal, inlet or outlet on the radiator. And then you don't get no flex here. You know what I mean? Like if you leave this hose long, this thing's gonna kind of be sloppy and all over the place. So that's just the way that I saw doing it. Now, keep in mind, we are going with the UPR rear head cooling mod, not the On3. The reason for that is because the On3 has you run it all the way up to this port right here. Normally this port would be on the side. Now, this is my thinking. I don't know if it's going to work, but it is my thinking. The stock air bleeder port on the Cobras is in the coolant crossover, right? And that would put it right about here, right? So my thinking is if I put this port straight up, I could use this as a bleeder port. Now, I can't make any promises this is going to work, but if it works, that solves the whole bleeding issue that we're going to run into when it's all said and done, because we don't have that port anymore. So this is just kind of like a trial, you know what I mean? But I think it should work because it is about the same height that the stock one would be. So, I mean, what's the worst that happens? We try it, doesn't work, and then we just go through hell to bleed the cooling system. It is what it is. But this is all how it's supposed to be. I just have this loose because I'm waiting on my thermostat and everything. And then I'm going to toss those ports in for now and see how everything's looking. coolant crossover delete, you know, fittings that go in here, they use that hole back there. You're gonna have to chase that with a tap, and the tap size for that is a M8 by 1.25. You definitely want to chase those holes. Those are like lifting bale holes or something. They're not used for like your actual car, but you're going to use them now just to hold the you know, the On3 inserts down. But from my understanding, when you look on forums, a lot of people say that the B-head cars don't even have those, and I could tell you they have them on both sides. So that's what we're going to use for that. So I'm not going to lie to you guys, there's a reason why this kit is for a 99 to 04 and not a 96 to 04. So I did have to modify their hold down brackets, but as you can see, everything is in place. I put both sensors in them and, you know, put them into the head. Everything's going to fit in the head fine. It's those brackets that you're going to have to worry about. The other thing too is they don't give you an M8 125 bolt. The C heads probably use a smaller bolt, so they give you a smaller bolt. Now what that does is it makes you have to widen the opening where the bolt is on the bracket. And then also on the passenger side over here, you need to grind the mount down because it actually hits the IMRC or the IMRC delete plate. It's going to hit it. So you just grind it down ever so slightly until you can line the bolt hole up with the hole on the hold down, and you'll be fine. And then this side actually fits perfect. It's back a lot further, but you kind of see it through there. This side fits perfect. You just got to widen the bolt hole. So to each his own. I mean, all the kits that I see say 9904. So similar setup, we're going to make it work. I mean, clearly we're not afraid of fabrication. You know what I mean? We cut the nose off this thing. So, but what it's looking like right now, honestly, is run AN line. So my plan here is a 90 off the tops of these. So 90 forward, 90 forward. AN line comes this way, bends this way. Gonna have two 90s come out of the thermostat housing here, go this way, right in front of the coil pack here. It's gonna be a tight fit, but I think we'll be all right. It's gonna come right out in front here, and then obviously bridge off into there, and I'll get one of those nice rubber hold downs for the hoses, just to keep them together and everything. I don't really see it being an issue, you know, and then we're waiting for our thermostat. But the hard part's done, making those fit. I knew we were gonna have to do something there. I just wasn't sure exactly what, and I'm happy it was something pretty simple. So now I'm gonna answer this kind of honestly for you guys. Is it necessary to pull your alternator? I thought so, if I'm gonna be honest. I mean, look at how much more access we have in there now. So in other words, I was trying to figure out how I was gonna tighten the ANs on top there with the alternator in the way. Honestly, the alternator on this car is really easy to remove, so like it just makes sense. Instead of struggling with it and possibly cocking the fitting or something and, you know, creating a leak or something, I just pulled the alternator off. I got all the room in the world now. You just got to keep in mind when you're running your lines where your alternator sits. You can kind of just visualize that. It's not really that big a deal. But this is where we're gonna leave off for the night. Obviously I don't have any AN fittings for this hose right here, so I'll pick you guys up as soon as those parts arrive. All right guys, so I got very impatient and I ordered this same hose from Rock Auto, but it's not gonna be here till Monday, and I'm about to show you guys in a minute. I have the whole top of the cooling system done, the thermostat, everything, the whole nine. So like I really want to use the car. It's gonna be nice tonight and I want to go for a ride, so I just went down to the local AutoZone, grabbed this hose. This was actually the last one they had in stock. This is a 2004 Mustang GT hose, and pretty much it's going to sit in there like so. So this end's going to be the radiator, that end's going to be the oil cooler housing or water pump outlet, whatever it is, and that's your degas tank. And if you guys are familiar with the 4-valve cooling system, you'll see why this is needed. You know, your thermostat's normally right here, and it normally has like 2 or 3 more hoses that come off of it, and just a giant clutter. But I'm going to toss this on, and then I'm going to show you guys all the AM lines and everything. It looks pretty sick. It came out good. Guys, so this is what we got. I have my bleeder plug out. We're actually about to figure out if that works or not. So I bought the system without the fittings. So I got all my own fittings. So I got ORB 10 ORB to 10AN 90s, so it makes it more low profile so we could clear the coil pack. Otherwise we were going to run right into the coil pack. I have two of those, one there, one on the top, one on the bottom, that I have straight AN fittings that I put onto the hose, and then we screw them onto there like a normal AN system. I bought nice AN mounts, and then I had these laying around, these rubberized clamp things, and that's kind of just to take some of the strain off the actual fittings up there. It'll grab here is what I would think. It's just supported a little bit, you know. And then we have our fittings down in the head, which I showed you guys with the alternator out, and we have 90s coming off top that come forward. And that's what we're left with as far as the top goes. Our thermostat is in here. And then the lower hose is the 04 GT lower hose. It fits like factory after you make a few cuts. You just take a little bit off at a time till it fits. That's all I did. And it fits just like factory now. So I'm about to put coolant in this thing. We're going to find out if my bleeder plug works, and we're also going to find out if we have any leaks. Now, I really hope we don't, but I'm a little bit nervous about the O-rings. I didn't put no silicone. I was going to, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to give them a chance. We'll see. If they work, they work. If they don't, I'll pull them back up. I'll silicone it, put it back in. Okay, guys, so my bleeder idea did actually work. I had to do it twice, though. Once with the car off when I was filling it, and then a second time with the car running, and it burped the system. We got burning hot coolant through these hoses. Most importantly, we got no leaks anywhere, which thank God. And yeah, we're good. The fans already cycled 3 or 4 times. The only thing that's going on, that's, I'm assuming because they're aluminum fittings, I think my coolant temp gauge grounds through the fitting, and obviously aluminum isn't a great conductor, so the gauge goes up a little bit, but it doesn't like go to like accurate, you know, settings. But it's okay because we'll find a gauge or a sensor maybe that doesn't use the sensor as a ground. We could try that, or I was thinking maybe we can put a ground wire right to the sensor itself and just see if it helps. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty much done. All right, Dylan from the future here to tell you guys I fixed the sending unit. It needed a dedicated ground because the new fittings are aluminum, I guess, and it just wasn't making a good ground. So I wrapped the wire around the body of the sensor, and then I zip tied the wire to it because there's no other way to really attach it. And then I just ran it up to the alternator bracket, and we have a working aftermarket temp gauge now. We also had a slight leak over here, which I tightened the sensor up, and it seems to be that the leak went away so far. But everything else is looking really, really good, and I'd say it was a win. It looks a hell of a lot better. It looks really good. So that is the On3 cooling system crossover delete thermostat GT lower hose. That is all I have for you guys today. If you guys like this video, please drop a like up on it, drop a comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. If you have any questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer you guys. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. Stay blessed. Peace out. Later.